explore the comprehensive benefits and risks of tomatoes in this video. We'll delve into how tomatoes aid in the fight against prostate cancer and renal cell carcinoma, their impact on cataracts and macular degeneration, effects on the digestive system, cholesterol levels, blood pressure, heart health, immune system, metabolism, hemoglobin levels, urinary system, diabetes, obesity, metabolic syndrome, neurological diseases, and more. We'll also cover contraindications and share tips on maximizing tomato benefits and the safe daily consumption amount. If you want to become the master of your own health, click like, and let's get started. Tomatoes originated in South America and spread to Europe, Asia, and around the world thanks to the Spanish conquistadors. The first cultivated tomatoes had small, yellow fruits, no bigger than modern cherry tomatoes. It was these tomatoes that were brought to Europe by Columbus or Cortez, but historians still haven't figured out exactly who to thank for these vegetables. Today, there are about 7,500 varieties of tomatoes. The tomato is the fruit of a plant in the nightshade family, which also includes potatoes and eggplant. Although it is labeled as a vegetable in cooking, the tomato is actually, botanically speaking, a fruit. A tomato is about 95% water, and the remaining 5% is carbohydrates and fiber. Usually, when it comes to the benefits of a product, it is assumed that the therapeutic effect is achieved when it is consumed fresh. In the case of tomatoes, this is not quite true. Canned fruits, such as green tomatoes, if pickled without vinegar, retain almost all the vitamins, acids, and antioxidants contained in fresh ones. Tomatoes are also beneficial when cooked, so frequent consumption of tomato juice reduces the risk of intestinal thrombosis, varicose veins, and improves overall health. If you consume fresh tomatoes, remember that they digest better and faster with vegetable oil. In 2017, Allen University, based on a study involving 700,000 subjects, found that lycopene, found in large amounts in tomatoes, reduces the risk of prostate cancer and renal cell carcinoma. In addition, there are many studies claiming the healing effects of lycopene in cataracts and even macular degeneration of the retina. This disease occurs in the elderly and is accompanied by the death of nerve cells in the retina. A few tomatoes a day will help you get the required dose of lycopene. Favor red tomatoes, where it is more abundant, or consume them in the form of tomato paste and juices, which contain 7 to 14 milligrams of lycopene. Organic acids and fiber have a positive effect on the gastrointestinal tract, increasing enzyme production and eliminating bile stagnation. Fiber also regulates cholesterol levels. Potassium, which is abundant in tomatoes, has a beneficial effect on blood pressure and the prevention of cardiovascular disease. Potassium reduces blood pressure. Chlorogenic acid and beta-carotene, which is a natural immunostimulant, increase the immune potential of the body, strengthen mucous membranes, and protect the body from disease. Tomatoes contain large amounts of vitamin C and vitamin K, as well as significant amounts of B vitamins, folic acid, and thiamine. One tomato provides about 40% of the daily vitamin C requirement. Tomatoes are also a good source of iron, manganese, potassium, phosphorus, magnesium, and copper. Especially important is the presence of a number of organic compounds in tomatoes, such as pigment, responsible for the bright color of these fruits. These fruits strengthen the immune system. Tomatoes are a source of phytoncides and vitamin C, which have antibacterial and anti-inflammatory properties that help the body resist viral infections and metabolic disorders. In metabolic disorders, it is necessary to drink fresh tomato juice, which contains a double portion of useful substances. Removal of toxic substances from the body. Tomatoes remove toxins from the body in chronic diseases. Tomatoes are especially valuable for smokers and those who have recently quit smoking. Caffeine or malic acids break down nicotine tar, remove it from the lungs, and get rid of dark plaque on the teeth. Regularly increase hemoglobin in the blood. Eating tomatoes has a positive effect on blood composition. Ripe tomatoes contain iron, 0.9 milligrams per 100 grams, which promotes hematopoiesis. B vitamins contained in tomatoes control the nervous system, relieving irritability and depression. And the joy hormone serotonin improves mood and helps to cope with increased psychological stress. Reducing cholesterol. Tomatoes are indicated in diabetes and atherosclerosis, as they regulate the amount of cholesterol in the blood. The therapeutic effect is possible thanks to pectin, a substance found in tomatoes that improves the work of the genitourinary system. Folic acid in tomatoes normalizes water-salt metabolism. Thanks to a slight diuretic effect from the body is removed excess fluid. As a result, swelling of the extremities disappear. In mature men, plus from the regular use of tomatoes will reduce the likelihood of impotence. The carotenoid lycopene is a powerful antioxidant that can prevent free radicals from damaging body systems. Lycopene stops the oxidation of lipids in the blood serum, thereby protecting against cardiovascular diseases. Regular consumption of tomatoes or tomato juice can reduce the levels of bad cholesterol and triglycerides in the blood, which are the main culprits of cardiovascular disease. Over the years, studies have been conducted on the effects of lycopene on men's health. It turned out that this substance is able to reduce the risk of prostate adenoma and prostate cancer. The combination of iron, potassium, and vitamins helps to maintain normal blood circulation, normalize blood pressure, and blood quality. Potassium is able to reduce tension in the blood vessels and arteries, thereby increasing blood flow and reducing the strain on the heart. This vitamin, among others, is essential for blood clotting and fighting bleeding. The vitamins found in tomatoes in large quantities can help improve vision and prevent blindness. Vision problems can occur due to negative effects of free radicals, among other things, but vitamin A can help with this as well. As a powerful antioxidant, it saves cells from being destroyed. Tomatoes are essential for intestinal health because their high fiber content supports digestion by stimulating peristaltic movements of the smooth muscles of the digestive tract and the release of gastric and digestive juices. This improves overall digestive health and protects against health problems. Tomatoes help in maintaining healthy skin. Tomato juice is known as a remedy for severe sunburns. Daily consumption of tomatoes protects the skin from harmful UV rays and has a rejuvenating effect by stimulating collagen production. The anti-cancer properties of tomatoes for humans have been confirmed by numerous studies. The fruit creates a powerful anti-cancer and antioxidant effect, and also provides prevention of serious diseases. Many forms of cancer begin due to chronic oxidative stress and inflammation, and tomatoes prevent them. The benefits of tomatoes for humans are not limited to the above effects due to the many nutrients they contain. Tomatoes are recommended for various diagnoses, including obesity, metabolic syndrome, neurological diseases, and others. Tomatoes are rich in the antioxidant lycopene. Regular consumption of tomatoes reduces the risk of prostate cancer in men. Scientists agree that a unique anti-cancer substance called alpha-tomatine not only prevents but also fights already existing cancer cells. And now, attention. Consumption of tomatoes, despite the many beneficial properties, has some contraindications. Tomatoes are usually well tolerated, and allergies to them are very rare. People who are allergic to grass pollen are more prone to allergies to tomatoes, which manifest as a similar itchy mouth or swelling of the mouth or throat. But tomato leaves are poisonous and should not be eaten. They can cause severe mouth and throat irritation, vomiting, diarrhea, dizziness, headache, lung pain, seizures, and even death. Lycopene is safe in most cases, but should be taken with caution by people with peptic ulcers and other gastrointestinal conditions. Lycopene should also be avoided by people with blood clotting disorders, and be aware that it can cause low blood pressure. Tomatoes contain malic and citric acids and can provoke excess production of gastric juice, which can lead to acid release into the esophagus and heartburn. Thus, tomatoes can cause acid reflux symptoms, and tomatoes also contain oxalate salts and esters, oxalic acid, which can provoke kidney stones. So people with these problems should not eat too many tomatoes. The story that tomato skins are very useful and stick to the intestinal walls is just a myth. Yes, the skins are indeed not digested as well as any fiber, but they are also very dependent on good microflora in our intestines. By the way, losing weight by eating tomatoes alone will certainly not work, although they are low-calorie, on average 18 kilocalories per 100 grams, and consist of about 95% water, but they can cause blood sugar spikes in some people. That's going to be problematic. In addition, tomatoes contain a lot of salt, which whets the appetite. How many tomatoes can be consumed daily? The safe amount of tomatoes that can be consumed per day depends on individual tolerance to the product and the presence of any specific medical conditions. For most healthy people, eating tomatoes in moderate amounts is considered safe and can be part of a balanced diet. However, if you have specific medical conditions such as kidney stones or gastroesophageal reflux disease, GERD, you may need to limit your tomato intake due to its oxalate and acid content, respectively. In general, eating 1 to 2 medium-sized tomatoes per day should be safe for most people. However, it is important to remember to diversify your diet and keep in mind that eating large amounts of any food can lead to nutrient imbalances. If you have concerns or health conditions that may affect your ability to consume tomatoes, it is best to consult with a doctor or nutritionist. More information on this topic can be found at the links in the description below this video and on our channel. Subscribe and hit the bell for all notifications. Please like and share this video with your friends. Thanks to our sponsors for their support. I eagerly await your comments and encourage you to watch these useful videos.